Well, good morning, brothers and sisters. We have a beautiful sunny day today, and I am on my way up to Lynn and Retta. Do some fellowship. Got my coffee cup here. Got my coffee. Put it right here. And holy smoke, I have been doing a little bit more research about this UMC, and I'm telling you what, I had no idea the depth and bureaucracy and control and manipulation and servitude and enslavement is all I can say about it. There's the progressives. There's a traditionalists. The traditionalists mostly, and they're just leaving in droves. Mostly, those conferences are out of Africa. They hold the traditional position, and there's this YouTuber called Church History Shorts, and he's been putting together a compilation of narratives concerning the Methodist organization. I had no idea, and this is just the Methodists. Now, what's that say about these other institutional religious systems? We got a bus that wants to turn on the street. We got a van on the other street, and they're going to try and figure it out. And the bus, oh, look at that. Well, I guess they resolved that. That's good. Anyway, this person's just going to sit there and wait, so I'll take advantage of that. And there we go. All right, everybody's happy. Everything's sorted. I am not a deep research person in institutional religious systems. I only go to the depth of doctrinal issues, not organizational conference-related bureaucracy or organization or anything like that. But I tell you what, it's been an eye-opener to see what's going on with UMC, and they have this one. They have a book called the Book of Discipline. And I'm going to just assume, and I may be wrong, that other institutional religious system organizations have similar type man-made creeds. I know that, I know the Seventh-day Adventists do, and within that, there's some doctrinal changes regarding who God the Father is and who Jesus is. So there's some doctrinal. I don't agree with it. I don't believe in it. The pioneers did, but their conference changed that verbiage and to be in line with Catholic structure, as most Protestant institutional religious systems are. They're in alignment, and it's all prophesied anyway. Who do you think who do you think? Uh, the United States, um, speaks as the dragon. Well, that's the United States parodying the Roman Catholic institution. Anyway, that's a different topic. But it just curls my skin to see what's going on, and you just can't leave. I mean, you just can't shut down a church or leave the denomination. Man, you got exorbitant exit fees. You got to pay pensions of clergy who retired and stuff like that. You got to pay for the building because everything is in a trust under the conference, and it's just crazy. It's like you got to buy your freedom. Okay, you got to buy your freedom of religion to practice. No wonder I don't participate in these membership pro clubs. No wonder. Well, that's just one of many, but that one just struck at the heart. I'm like, holy smoke. And the manipulation that went on. See, they were supposed to have their conference in 2020, and of course, the pandemic occurred, so everything was postponed till 2021, and postponed till 2024. Well, there's this particular paragraph in their book of discipline called 2553, I think it is, that was some kind of clause. I don't know. I don't remember what it was. Some kind of exit clause. Maybe that's it. I'm not sure because I have no intention or desire to read this Man's Creed book. But that paragraph was to expire in 2021 or something like that, or 2022. I'm not sure. It was maybe 2023. So the problem was they didn't have their conference till 2024. Well, it had been a year that this particular paragraph expired, and couldn't do anything about it. And oh my gosh, the battle and the trusts that were broken, the covenants that were broken, the bond between the traditionalists and the progressives. Millions of traditionalists left, and there was a tradition. Here we go, tradition. There was a tradition where those from Africa, delegates from Africa, usually arrived. They were paid a stipend for their flights, lodging, specific dietary needs, things like that. And they would usually come, a few days before the conference, and they were given, because they had specific dietary needs, other than, and they needed that information so that they could get travel visas to travel to the United States for the conference. And they needed that ahead of time so that they could make their application. And then they would stay a few days after the conference and fellowship with other churches and things like that. Makes sense to me. No. This conference gave them uh, bought their plane tickets the day before the conference and the day after to fly out the conference. I guess conference like a 10-day thing. And a lot of them didn't have enough time, because usually they would get that information in time to apply for their appropriate travel visas. A lot of them didn't have enough time to do that, so they couldn't attend. And they couldn't even attend virtually. So the cards were stacked against the traditionalists, because the progressives held like 55% of the voting power at the conference. Oh, it's just all kinds of shenanigans that went on. And I'm like, does this kind of stuff happen at other conferences for the respective denominations? And I'm pretty convinced it does. No, I don't want any part of that. I don't want any part of that. That has nothing to do with following Christ's path. That kind of backstabbing, manipulation, coercion, enslavement, extortion. Sorry, it's lost. And if a lot of other conferences to respective denominations behave and act the same, that, it's just like the scriptures say, many will be lost. The few will see eternal life and live eternally. It just opens up my eyes even more, and I just weep inside. I lament when I see that stuff, and I had no idea the depth, no idea of the depth of the corruption and the enslavement for these people. Well, I had hot-footed out of that building faster than you can shake a stick at. And I ain't talking just Methodist. I'm talking about any of these places. I personally don't go, or don't mind going and visiting and fellowshipping with various denominations, to include Methodists. I mean, I've done that. I haven't gone to a Lutheran. I had a girlfriend in high school. She was Lutheran. I went to her Lutheran church one time. And that church was just about a block and a half from the church my dad preached at. I was in love. Anyway, I digress. I was in love till she dumped me. Bitch. No, I don't mean that. She's a wonderful woman. She's grown and probably has children, and I don't know. Anyway, that was then. This is now. So I was saying, it's a treat for me to fellowship with, go visit a denomination and I like to take notes of the message, and then one, how many times is the messenger referencing scripture? I like to make note of that because I go in with the mindset of discernment. Um, and this hadn't always been the case, but it evolved over time. It evolved, especially when I was seeing things that I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't seem right, or something would itch in the back of my head. I'd do some research on that and come to the conclusion 99% of the time that, yeah, that ain't right. Anyway, but I love fellowshipping, and I love singing hymnals and things like that. I don't participate in their offerings, and I'll participate in their communion, but I won't participate in their offerings because tithing and offering is, no. Anyway, but I enjoy that. But I certainly have not had my eyes opened about the corporate functionality of these denominations. And this UMC issues that came up had opened my eyes and has told me, look at other ones. Take, see what else is out there that does the same thing. What's their, I guess, look at their history. What's their history? I guess Methodists had in their book of discipline adopted female clergy. I guess back in the 50s or something like that. But their first female bishop, if I'm not mistaken, was in 1980. So, and like I said, I've performed at Methodist Church, and indeed the messenger, preacher, whatever label you want to throw on there, was female. And I didn't have to sit and listen to her message, but I performed for their congregation. And I don't agree with that. I don't agree with female clergy. That doesn't mean that females don't have a valuable contribution to the congregation. I just don't agree with those type of leadership roles for female. You can go ahead and hate. That's all right. But that's my position. I guess I would be considered a traditionalist, but not in Africa. So yeah, there's been a lot of walk away since 2020, or actually 2019, I guess. Millions have walked away. My coffee cup's not right. It's all right, I'll make it work. So yeah, I'm flummoxed. I am most assuredly disturbed about what's going on with this denomination. I don't know. Well, if any other rambling thoughts come into my head, I'll jump on here and talk to you about it. But right now, I'm just enjoying the beautiful sunshine and the little travel up to Lynn and Retta, and looking at the cows. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day. I may touch back with you soon. All right, talk to you.
7 hours later.
Oh my goodness. Well, we did a pretty good rehearsal today, but here's one of the things that, when I put the new drum set together and everything, I told myself, now, Dennis, you keep this simple. Keep it simple. Don't be going all out and, bringing 1,000 pieces of gear. Well, come to find out, I'm going to need some more gear. I think I'm going to have to break out my SPDS, and if I hadn't restored it to factory, I don't remember, maybe the memory card on it still got the samples I had. I'm going to have to break that out. It's got some specific sounds on it that the songs that we do are kind of naked without them. Anyway, we had a good rehearsal. I'm just leaving Lynn and Retta's and heading on back to the house, and had a really good fellowship today. And I just want to, I got to plug in my cameras. Just want to tell you that we're coming back stronger than ever. I'll tell you, we had a year off and get back together. This is our second rehearsal, and we pretty much got these old songs nailed again. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Didn't think old people like us could remember past yesterday, but yeah, we're coming right along. So that's a blessing. And we're gonna keep getting together, and we really need to get a good Christian loving guitar player. Jeremy, bless his heart, he works with his parents, and his parents are do a lot of contracting with yard landscaping and things like that. So Jeremy works for him, so he's pretty much up to his eyeballs in work, so he's not going to be able to come back and join us. You got to do what you got to do. I mean, he's 21, 22. I guess 22. Jeremy's 22 years old. He's got to work, and he ain't old farts like us. So he's got to do what he's got to do. I know where he's coming from. Been there, done that. So anyway, on my way back home, enjoy God's creation here as I travel. And I hope you all have a blessed day. And be kind to one another. Always say a good word to someone. If you feel like you got to be ugly, just go pray about it. Okay, go pray about it. You don't need to hurt somebody, because what's said can't be unsaid. All right. And the tongue is a double-edged sword, so be wise about it. Anyway, have a blessed day. Talk to you soon. All right. Bye.